Joining us tonight to discuss Professor Emeritus of the Civil and Environment Engineering Department at George Washington University, Dr. Kim Roddis, and it is great to have you on the show. The bridge was built in 1977, and what we're learning is that it did not have vessel collision protection, as is present in modern bridges. What is your take on that, and how important will it be to determine when the bridge was last inspected?
The bridge was inspected fairly recently, within the last 2 years, and I do not think that there's any problem with the structure. I also looked at the navigation charts for the Baltimore Harbor, and there are 2 dolphins marked on each side of the channel. So there's 4 dolphins total, 2 on one side, 2 on the other. So one protects for ships leaving and one protects for ships entering, and the one that's protecting for ships leaving. Unfortunately, what happened was you have to put the dolphins someplace, they're points, and then you have the pier. And normally, if you're going in between the dolphins, which are protective devices that would slow down and divert a ship that's coming in. Unfortunately, the ship was turning quite sharply. It clearly had a loss of power. Perhaps its rudder was stuck. And so it wound up going in between the dolphins and hit the pier. It's not that the bridge was deficient, and you need to look at it as a system.
I want to stay on that point about the structure and how this kind of catastrophe could be prevented in the future.
Well, one thing that could prevent it, as I say, you need to look at the whole system. When you're thinking about infrastructure and transportation, systems are key. So there's tugboats that get the ships away from the docks and into the sea lane, into the channel. And then the tugs left the ship before it went through the bridge. So just changing the port procedures so that the tugs stay with the cargo ship until it is through the bridge would have prevented this failure.
Obviously, such a huge impact. We appreciate your insight and thinking, of course, of all the families tonight. Dr. Kim Roddis, thank you for joining us on the National Desk.